Chapter 4 is what we're on now. It's on your posts. So for today's assignment, you got to download Chapter 4. This is triangles and angles. Most of the stuff isn't new to you. It's all stuff you've learned before. There is a couple things you probably haven't seen before. I hope everyone knows what a triangle is, right? Okay. A vertex. A vertex is wherever two lines meet. So in an angle, that would be the vertex. If you've got a triangle, it has 3 vertices. Okay? Adjacent. Remember what adjacent means? Next to each other. So, if you've got adjacent angles, those two are adjacent because they're next to each other. Okay? Legs and a hypotenuse. This has to do with a right triangle. A right triangle is the only thing that has a hypotenuse. Pythagorean theorem, right. So, in this triangle, there's 3 sides. The 2 sides that form the 90 are the legs. And then the side opposite the 90 is the hypotenuse. Okay? Now, there is legs on isosceles triangles. You guys remember what an isosceles triangle is?
2 sides are the same.
2 sides are the same. So the 2 sides that are the same are called the legs, and then the side that's not the same is called the base. So if it's isosceles, the base doesn't have to be the bottom. If this is your isosceles triangle, this is the base. Interior angles and exterior angles.
Interior in and exterior out.
Exterior out. Now when we're doing triangle stuff, there are 3 interior angles. Now the exterior angles are formed by extending the sides. So if you extend it this way, that makes an exterior angle. If you extend it that way, that makes another one. And this way makes another one. So it really doesn't matter which way you extend it. Because if I would have extended it this way, these two are going to be the same because what kind of angles are they?
Vertical.
Vertical. So it doesn't matter which way you extend a side. The angle's just going to be the same. Okay, everyone put their iPads away now.
Come on now. Don't be strange. These things are killers, man.
So, today it's just mostly classifying triangles.
Oh my, that's easy.
Which you did in 7th grade, right? Probably even elementary. So, by the sides, 3 congruent sides, equilateral.
Nice one. And a cute.
2 sides congruent. So, isosceles, you can just abbreviate. Shh, quiet.
I'm a what?
Shh. Isosceles, you can just abbreviate ISOS. Now, technically, the definition of an isosceles is at least 2 congruent sides, which means you could have 3 congruent sides. So technically, this one could be called an isosceles triangle also, although equilateral is the better name for it. And then no congruent sides. Anyone remember what that is? Scalene. Then with the angles, you remember what acute means?
Less than
90.
They're so cute. Oh my god.
So if there are 3 acute angles, then it's just an acute triangle. 3 congruent angles.
Equilateral.
Close.
What? Equal.
Angles.
Equiangular.
Oh, what the heck? I remember that from Equiangular.
Equiangular and equilateral will be the same because if 3 sides are the same, the angles have to be the same. And if 3 angles are the same, the sides have to be the same.
Right, that's the truth.
1 right angle is right. Obtuse is more than 90, less than 180. So that's an obtuse triangle. So, classifying this, by both its sides and its angles. This is a right. That's the angle. And then how would you classify the sides? Isosceles. Two sides the same. Doesn't matter what order you put them in. You could call it isosceles right, right isosceles. This one is obtuse because this angle is greater than 90, and scalene. None of the sides are the same. So this one, hopefully everyone remembers too. Triangle sum. What do the angles always add up to?
180.
180. The measures of A, B, and C always equal 180. Now this is the one that's new to you. Sometimes you don't need to know this to solve a problem, but there are a few problems where you have to know this in order to solve it. It's the exterior angle theorem. This angle right here, if you knew that this was, say, 50 and this was 80, could you figure out what angle 1 is?
Yes. Yes.
Because this would have to be 80 and 50 is 130, so this is 30, right? Or not 30, 50.
180 minus 50.
So then
180 minus 50.
that would be 130 because together they form a straight line.
180.
Shh. Okay, quiet now. Now, when it's numbers like this, it's easy to solve it that way. But they don't always have numbers like that. Sometimes they have it like this. Okay, we can't figure out what this is because we don't know what that is. So if it's a picture like this, you need to know this exterior angle theorem. And it's pretty simple. This angle, the exterior angle, is always going to equal the other two angles added together. These are called the remote interior. The remote, you know what the word remote is like far away?
Yeah.
So the remote are the two angles not hooked onto it.
Cool.
Okay, so
you get like 50x equals.
So what that means is these two angles added together
Equals that.
equals this, which I can just multiply through. That'd be 2x plus 8. Okay? So then you got an equation that you can solve. Get the x's together. It's a plus, so minus x. And then move this over here. It's a plus 8, so you minus 8. So x is 42. Now, sometimes they ask for x, sometimes they ask for what the exterior angle is. So if x is 42, you got to plug it in there. 42 plus 4 is 46, times 2 is 92 degrees.
Yeah, we learned that.
Okay, so that's the two things today. It's classifying angles using the exterior angle theorem. So to classify, remember angles, right, and the sides, scalene. If the three angles are different, that means the three sides are different. Then the exterior angle theorem is the exterior angle is going to equal the other two angles added together. So you got to write the equation out like that and solve it. So move this over here. 2x, get the 10 over there. It's a plus, so minus 10.
30.
So x is 30. Now this particular one, they asked for the actual exterior angle. So you put 30 in there. 3 times 30 plus 10 is 110. Now you don't always have to write an equation. Sometimes they have it like this. Okay?
Wouldn't it be 100?
That's what I said.
100, not 110.
Oh yeah, 100. Okay, so here, you don't need to write an equation. The exterior angle is equal to the two remote interior angles added together.
What?
150.